Queen LA, the YouTube channel. Today I'm joined by Luxx Noir London from Rupaul's Drag Race Season 15. Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, how are you?
I'm good.
Fantastic. Please excuse my voice, it's a little bit hoarse. The weather in LA has been terrible, but I could not pass up being able to interview this gorgeous, gorgeous queen.
Thank you.
Look at her. The hair is laid, the makeup is beats. Do we love this ginger on her? I mean, come on.
I'm living. I don't think I've ever done this color, but like, I'm definitely gonna do her again for sure.
Please, for sure. She definitely needs to come back again. So you're from New Jersey.
Yes.
You're 23 years old. How does it feel to be like jiving and going and just being a working queen at so young?
It feels really good. It's kind of what I've been wanting to do for like all of my life. Kind of just like be performing and being creative and entertaining people and just being authentically myself. And I'm able to do that with such a large platform. So I'm really grateful.
Right. And you already had a pretty good following on Instagram beforehand too.
Yeah.
So going into Drag Race, were you like feeling comfortable? How are you feeling with that?
I was feeling, everything felt very right. I didn't feel any sort of like trepidation for anything. I was kind of just like, I'm gonna go in there and have a really good time and do what I do best, which is be myself. And it got me cast, so it should keep me around.
Right, no, for sure. And you are a finalist too, which congratulations. Again, we know that you're gonna absolutely kill it. So I wanna kind of ask you about just how you became Luxx and the journey on getting there. So I want to start from the very beginning, when you were a kid. Okay, this isn't a therapy session, by the way. But I want to know, like, what were you like as a kid? Like, were you always so confident, or what was it like?
I was a very like creative, flamboyant child, but I always wasn't super confident.
Okay.
And then I was like getting bullied at school and stuff, and my parents kind of just would convince me, well not convince me, but they would tell me, oh like, don't listen to them, you're like amazing, like you can't do any wrong, like, well you can do wrong, but like, you're amazing, like don't let whatever they're saying stop you from like being yourself, like, you know, just keep going and like doing what you do, like don't try to fit in, always want to stand out and like, you know, be a leader, not a follower.
Sure.
So it was like, oh, they just like don't like you because they see that you're different and they wish that they were like jealous.
Yeah.
So like they kind of instilled in me at a young age to kind of just like love myself.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming your parents were pretty accepting of you then.
Yeah. In the beginning it was a little interesting because it's a lot to adjust to. Even if they kind of already knew, it's still like adjusting to the reality of me being gay and now me like doing drag and being like super queer. It's like it was kind of like a little bit of pushback, but we're in a really good place now. They love Luxx.
Good, perfect. I feel like parents too, when they have a child, they have a vision of like what it's going to be. But like you never really know what kind of kid you're gonna get, like in general, you know. So you just gotta be ready for whatever life throws at you.
Literally.
And then they got Amazon, so I feel like that's like the best kind of option you can get, right?
I mean, yeah, they understand why I do it, what I do, and like they love it.
Good. So. And that's honestly like parents' understanding is already like way far ahead than most parents as well.
Yeah.
So how long did you get bullied for? That's horrible.
I probably like as long as I've been in school up until like 5th, 6th grade.
Okay.
But like then like in middle school and high school, it turned less into like bullying and more into like exclusion. Like it was less like I hate you, like oh like taunting me and kind of just like doing everything they could to exclude me from being a part of like the like majority.
Sure. So how did you like deal with that or like overcome it?
Lady Gaga in Drag Race. So we're gonna be honest. Like they got me through like middle and high school. Just like listening, like watching Drag Race and seeing all those stories of people who were just like me. In like the forefront of like, television. And also Lady Gaga's whole message is self-acceptance. So she kind of is a big reason why I am who I am today.
Amazing. Okay. So what queen did you watch that you were like, oh, she is me?
Besides, it was Naomi Smalls. I saw Naomi Smalls, and I was like, oh well, I I see so much of myself in her.
She's
like my number one. Her and Rupaul.
So same. I literally love Naomi. I feel like she's one of the only queens that if I ever talked to her, I would be like, you know.
I did meet her once at DragCon and she's really nice. But we like chatted like over socials before, so she's very nice.
Go brush your hair.
Go brush your hair. When she like first followed me on Instagram, I remember.
Did you die?
I like cried, I think. Like I like screamed. I was like, ah!
Yeah.
And I like started crying. But like it was like a happy cry, you know?
That's good. I mean, she and even you too, like in your journey to come through Drag Race, like people are gonna look at you and be like, I'm her. We are the same person, you know, and as time goes on and on and on, people are gonna see black, brown drag queens and be like, oh my god, like, I love your personality, I love your style, and they identify with that. So how does it feel to be that person for someone else?
It feels like crazy because like I never in a million years, no, I wouldn't be lying if I said that. But it's weird to think that I can be what someone else was for me, for them. Yeah. It's like I'm somebody's Naomi or I'm somebody's Rupaul.
Right.
It's like those people have influenced me so much in my life. To now be the influence of somebody else is kind of like wild, and I feel like we kind of need queens like me more than ever.
Yeah, you say what you want. You say what you want and you're not afraid to say it, which I love.
Thank you.
Very outspoken.
I do too.
Good. Okay, so that kind of brings me to my next question of like, there's this whole narrative that you're like delusional in Drag Race, which I don't get. Because you should be confident in yourself and be like, yeah, I'm amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I feel like there's this thing where they try to like break girls down. Not even break them down, but like, I don't know, they try to make them seem like humble. But like, if you know you're amazing, you're amazing.
Yeah.
And it's people like, oh, you're delusional, but it's like, no. If you can do all of it, then you can do all of it. So how would you say that you like got your confidence? Like, where does that really come from? Like, where do you really pull from?
You kind of gotta fake it till you make it a little bit at first. It's like, my parents and Gaga telling me that I was like, you know, amazing the way that I am. You kind of gotta convince yourself that it's true.
Right.
And if you say it enough, it becomes reality. That's just kind of how like it works, you know.
For sure.
Like if you put it out there enough, it's eventually going to come true. So it's like if you keep telling yourself, I'm amazing, I'm worthy of being in this space, everything, like what I do is valid and it deserves to be seen and it deserves to be heard, eventually it's all going to come true. So it's like all my life I've been like wishing things.
Right.
And they've slowly but surely been coming true.
Right, the power of manifestation.
Manifestation is everything. But you have to have intention behind the manifestation. You can't just say I want to do something. You have to say you want it, and then you have to actively put in the effort of keeping the momentum going.
Right. And I feel like that is so important that a lot of people don't realize, or like they work, and it gets very tiring over time, so they usually like give up. But being able to work super hard, that's the main way how you get it, as well as manifesting and putting in the work to get it and achieve it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like most people, everyone has their own insecurities. How do you overcome yours, if you have any?
I definitely do have insecurities. I just don't, I don't like to give the insecurities too much attention.
Sure.
Because when you give them a place to flourish, they will. So you acknowledge that they're there, and you kind of just look past them.
Okay.
Because, or you can embrace them. There's like, I've always kind of been insecure about being super feminine.
Okay.
So, I would, at one point in my life, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do everything I can to kind of be a very feminine version of myself.
Right.
Because sometimes insecurity just comes from fear.
Yes.
And I like to channel fear as excitement. Or like things like I like to turn like fear into a positive rather than a negative. So if you face the fear or face the insecurity or face the anxiety behind it, I think that it's slowly but surely going to become not insecurity but something that you really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like going on a roller coaster. You're terrified of them until you go on it, and then you conquer the fear and you embrace the thrill of the ride.
Oh, that was amazing. That was so well said. So a lot of people, just people in general, have insecurities, especially gay boys growing up because, like how you said, they get bullied or people don't understand you. It's all kind of a universal experience, but gay boys, little boys have it even more so, and it's even more extreme.
Yeah.
You know, so when they do grow up, they either have all these like built up insecurities within themselves that they have to work through, or it becomes something that they celebrate, kind of like what you said. So, what are some of your favorite things about yourself?
I love the gap in my teeth.
Work.
I love my skin tone. It's very universal. It works with a lot of colors. It's not really a color that I can't wear, which I'm very grateful for. I really love my personality. I've grown to love the way that I talk.
Good.
Like just recently, kind of like being on TV, like being forced to like listen to yourself talk every Friday. It's like, you know, you kind of learn to embrace it. And I've had people tell me that like, oh, they like love my voice, and I was just like, oh, well, I wonder what all the hype is about. But I'm like, oh, well, I guess if other people are like vibing with it,
Yeah.
then some people must like it. I love my confidence. I love my determination.
Good.
My go-getter attitude. Even when I don't feel like going and get it, I like force myself to go and get it, because if I don't, who will, you know?
Right.
There's so many things that I love about myself. There's more things that I do love that I don't like about myself.
Good. As it should be. Okay, perfect. Well, I mean, it is so amazing that you have just a list of things you love about yourself, and that's how it should be, you know? Every now and then, I'm a dance teacher, and I'll ask my kids, like, I want you to name 3 things that you like about themselves. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it could be anything. Your hair, your smile, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I've never thought about that before. And I'm like, I feel like more people should think about that, you know? Because it empowers you and makes you like more comfortable in your skin, you know?
Yeah, it's like, that's a good, if you like look in the mirror and tell yourself in the morning 3 things that you really like about yourself, and tell you your day is going to be better because you're going to focus on those 3 things.
Right, and then you can embrace it, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, you are just such a confident person, and it beams, it oozes out of your skin.
Yeah.
You can literally see it on Drag Race in your confessionals, whenever you do any type of challenge, when you're just in the workroom talking. So when you were in that environment, like, was it intimidating, or did you still carry that with you while you were there?
I wasn't intimidated by any of not by the cameras, not by any of the girls, not by Rupaul, not by the idea of like, this is gonna be on television and like immortalized for thousands and millions of years, or as long as, you know, the internet is a thing.
Wow.
I was genuinely just there to have a good time and show how talented I am.
Amazing. I would be quaking in my boots.
It was I feel like the most nerve-wracking part of it. Like the part where I felt the most nervous was just walking into the workroom, because it was like, it wasn't even nerves, it was just like, you know, like adrenaline. I was like, I'm finally doing it, like, you know, we're doing it. And then once you walk in, it's kind of just like, well, you can't turn back now.
Yeah.
So
No
you
kidding.
might as well just try to do the best job you can.
Wow. I literally aspire to have even like an ounce of the amount of confidence that you have.
Thank you.
It's truly inspiring, and you know, it's how we watched Drag Race forever. We have Naomi Smalls, we have all the other queens that we like look up to. I truly think that like little black boys will watch you and be like, wow, like I literally want to be her, just because of how you carry yourself and how like quick-witted you are and not afraid to just say what you want. It's very admirable, I would say.
hope so. I really do. I think that also another thing that it comes from is that I don't take life too serious. You know, it's like you kind of get wrapped up in all like the minute things in life and like every little detail, but like at the end of the day, it's like, it's not that deep. You see people like, I've seen people live their lives so seriously to the point where they are not enjoying it, and then boom, it's done. You know, it's not, there is not an expiration date on life. It can, anything can happen. So it's like, if you kind of just, I don't like to live like miserably, you know? It's like, just have a good time while you can, and don't take it too serious, because it's really not that serious. There's millions of humans on Earth, billions at this point.
Period.
It's like,
yeah, period. I mean, it makes sense. So, going off of what you said about not taking life too seriously, we really have been trying to bring in more LGBTQ plus people here at Hair Queen. We see beautiful girls every day. Love all the beautiful girls. Love seeing their transformations. We're so happy. But we just want more like boys and men, you know? And I feel like it's harder for men because they take life so seriously and their masculinity. So like what kind of advice would you give to say someone who was like wanting to but too afraid or any of that?
well, I used to live my life very like binarily. Like up until like a couple years ago, I kind of was just like, if I'm feeling a little more feminine one day, why not, you know, enhance that? Or like, there's like, I kind of live my life genderless. I don't really abide by any norms or like gender customs, which is like today I was like, I could have come like into like a really like drag phase, but like I was just like, let me just like a little natural, natural glam with like a unit on, because it's like, why not?
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to be in drag to want hair.
Right.
Or like I don't have to have hair on to want to wear a little bit of makeup.
Right.
I just feel like people need to just live life based on how they are feeling and not really worry about the perception of other people. Because at the end of the day, none of those other people's opinions will matter when your life is over, you know?
Right.
People my senior yearbook quote was, people always talk, so give them something to talk about. It's inevitable. Somebody's not gonna like what you're doing, but more people will like what you're doing than people won't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a bad person. But wearing a wig or expressing yourself in a good way isn't bad.
No, for sure. And so what does wearing a wig or hair like do for you? Like, tell me about the fantasy you have whenever you wear your wigs.
I like genuinely like love hair, and like even like out of drag, I'm very like a hair centric person. Even though most of the time my hair is like shaved, it's like I just feel so much better when my hair looks good. It really pulls everything in together. I'm sure when I take all this makeup off and I still have the hair on, I'm going to feel a lot better about myself, because I feel like your hair kind of just brings everything together.
And this auburn color, it's so stunning. Get into the hair, y'all. It's a little shot. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's bone straight, it's gorgeous, it's flowing.
It has layers, middle part, it's cute.
It's really, really cute. Yeah, and it's so silly to me that like men are afraid to like wear makeup or hair, because it's also temporary, you know? Like it's literally not a permanent thing at all. You can wear hair, feel gorgeous, feel the fantasy.
And then take it off.
And then literally take it off.
There's also, it's like, there's men who just have like naturally long hair, and I think it's kind of hot. So it's like, I'm sure women won't have a problem with you wearing, I mean, some women will, but I'm sure it's like, you know, if you want to put on a little curly unit and just, and just give it, I would live.
No, for sure, it's fun. It changes your look. It's like getting a haircut, just reverse. You're getting longer hair, or coloring your hair, who cares? Like, it's really just enhancing your look of what you already have, you know? I wish more men or boys or whoever understood that concept, but one step at a time. You know, we have icons like you who are paving the way and, you know, making a little bit better for them.
Change the game, 40 inches at a time.
There you go. Okay, so where can we find you on social media?
You can find me everywhere at Luxx Noir London. That's LuxxNoirLondon. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on Twitter. Yeah, I think that's all the socials that I have, or that I like actively use. But Luxx Noir London anywhere. You can Google me. I'm sure it'll come up.
Absolutely. And then do you have any upcoming events or fun things happening coming up soon?
I'm always somewhere in the world, but just look out for, you know, new projects, new photos, new music. There's always something in the works.
Okay, new music. Did you guys hear that? Something's coming up soon.
Maybe, who knows?
Very fun. Okay, well, it was a pleasure to have you, Luxx.
The pleasure's all mine.
Oh my goodness. And I'm rooting for you in the finale. I know you're going to absolutely kill it, and you're going to twirl. You're going to look fabulous. You've eaten up every single runway so far this season, and I can't wait to see what you do.
Thank you.
Of course. So again, this is Nathan, your content creator here at Hair Queen LA. You can follow us online at Instagram and TikTok at Hair Queen LA. And if you buy a wig in store, you also get a free installation. And you too can also go online and shop at hairqueenla.com and we'll send it right to your doorstep. All right, have a good day.